What's up, everybody? Super Rhino 57 here with another mod tutorial. First and foremost, if you've seen some of my other tutorials, there is no TARDIS. That is because I am in Minecraft 1.10.2 for the new Skyfactory mod pack, and there is no TARDIS mod available yet. Sorry. Made me sad too. Anyways, today we are covering the Environmental Tech mod, which is part of the new Skyfactory 3, and it comes with all sorts of awesome features, which we are going to get into. First and foremost, I am a little bit out of order, because one thing you will start off with is the digital tech, and as you see it says WIP, which means work in progress, but here are some crafting recipes in case you lose it later on. You just need a book and alabaster, a book and basalt, and a book or hardened stone. Now, as you're progressing through Skyfactory, hardened stone is the first and only one you can come to when you start the environmental tech mod. That is because it has a crafting recipe of stone and cobblestone, just like this. You just need 5 stone and 4 cobblestone, and you get one piece of hardened stone. And with that, you can craft the stone machine base, structure block, going on up. Okay, so you will have to craft the hardened stone first. The reason I say that is because basalt and alabaster are only available after you've started environmental tech. Okay, so once you've got your hardened stone, you progress. Okay, and we'll get to that stuff later. Now we also have Lawn's Delight. These are all blocks added in by environmental tech, and these are just base blocks, as in they're not part of the mod. They're not modded just yet. So base blocks, you got Lawn's Delight. The only way to get Lawn's Delight, again, just like these others, is once you progress and you get to the void ore miner, which I will cover, don't worry. You get Lawn's Delight shards, you take 9 of them, and you craft the block. And the block is a witherproof block, which is really awesome. It'll help with crafting stuff later on, like your wither spawner, your farmer, whatever you need. So that is really awesome. A farmable block that is witherproof. That's awesome. Moving on, we have clear glass. That is a part of the recipes you will use later on. To get clear glass, you need to smelt enriched sand. Now, to get enriched sand, you need to craft it using nether quartz and sand, or also nether quartz and red sand, and you'll get enriched sand. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, I do have some of the recipes in these chests set up around here, but some of the more preferred recipes, like the actual controllers and stuff, which I will cover, don't worry, I do not have set up in the chests, but you can easily get to them by using your NEI. I believe it's NEI in this mod pack. Anyways, so yeah, there we go. I'll cover some of them. Also, another block you have is Mica. Okay, now to get Mica, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the environmental tech, go over here to Mica. To get Mica, you need the void resource miner. It flat out tells you that's the only way to get Mica. Okay, just like alabaster and basalt. Oh, go up here to basalt recipe. You have basalt blocks already, but you need the void resource miner. I will cover it, don't worry. So moving on, as I've pointed out, the digital guide, there is a recipe in case you lose yours. But another item you need right off the bat is the assembler. It's easy to craft. All you need is 2 pieces of obsidian and a structure block tier 2, which can be alabaster, hardened stone, or basalt. As I've pointed out, you need the hardened stone first. It's the only thing you can craft. So the way you get that, you get hardened stone, 2 pieces of gold, 2 redstone. That gives you hardened stone structure block tier 1. And then you get 2 diamonds and 2 redstone, and that gives you hardened stone structure tier 2. Okay? And that is how you craft the assembler. You can also go up to tier 3 with ender pearls and glowstone, or tier 4 with another star and redstone and glowstone. Okay, but we'll get into the tiers in a minute. But that is how you craft the assembler. Now, the assembler you do need to make all of the machines included in this mod pack. Okay, including the machines is a solar panel. Now, the solar panel, what it does is it absorbs sunlight and it gives you RF. It gives you energy. And if you open up your digital guide, it tells you, it gives you all the machines listed. And you can click solar array, which is the machine. And it tells you the requirements, modifier effects. You can see it says right here, piezo. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm going to say piezo. I'm sorry if that's not how you would pronounce it. Anyways, the piezo modifier allows solar panel to generate energy from the vibrations caused by rain, which means even without sunlight, if say it's daytime but you have no sun and it's raining, it'll still generate RF. Okay, so you hit the arrow, go next, you see tier 1. You need 16 structure blocks, tier 1 or above, which I've shown you how to craft that with the Hardened Stone. You need solar cells and a modifier core, which I will get into the modifiers in a little bit, don't worry. And as you keep going over, you see tier 2, increased requirements. You keep going all the way up to tier 4. And I've got lists shown here. You got, each one needs a controller. So you got the controller for tier 1, controller for tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. Okay? So each machine you craft, it does have a basic starting point for you to use earlier in the game. And then you can build up as you gain resources as you progress through the mod pack, which is really, really awesome. So you have something basic to start with, and then you get more resources. You need something more viable, something better, you build up. So that's really awesome. And here is what the solar array looks like for tier 1. Okay, you see you got the basalt structure blocks because I like the way the basalt looks. And you have the solar cells, which is part of the recipe. Let me pull that up real quick. The solar panel controller, you need the solar cells. To craft the solar cells, you need photovoltaic cells and the clear glass. I showed you how to make that. To get the cells, you just need nether quartz and lapis. All basic. So you can easily craft this. Oh, it's getting nighttime. Hold on, let me change that. There we go. Get some more daylight going. Anyways, moving on from the solar array, which you have the different controllers, you have the lightning rods. Now, the lightning rod is a multi-block generator that generates energy from lightning strikes during thunderstorms. So, speaking of which, thank you. Let me clear this. Sorry if you can hear my typing. My microphone is really awesome and picks up a lot of adverse sounds. There we go. Anyways, lightning rods. Again, you have the tier 1 through tier 4. So you can progress as you get further on in the mod pack. Now, the lightning rod requires structure blocks, lightning rod, and insulated lightning rod. Let's see here. Where is it? Lightning rod controller. That's tier 4. Let's go to tier 1. You just need the lightning rod, which is blocks of iron. Easy enough. You get 3 of those. And then you can craft the lightning rod controller tier 1, 2, 3 with some other items such as stone, clear glass, block of diamond, block of gold. Okay? So as you progress, like I said, you can get higher end machines. Speaking of which, the solar array, I forgot to cover this, I'm sorry. Solar array tier 1 has a peak energy of 648 RF per tick with 4 modifier slots. Like I said, I will get into the modifiers. It means you can increase from the base. Okay. Tier 2, you get 3600 RF per tick. Tier 3, you have 14,000 RF per tick. And Tier 4, you have 46,656 RF per tick. So, like I said, there is a difference from Tier 1 to Tier 4. It progresses. It gets better for you. And these are the lightning rods. I went ahead and crafted all 4 of them. And I know it looks a little bit complex, but actually it is not. Environmental tech is really awesome when it comes to multi-block structures. So, let me show you what I mean. Moving on over here, we have the Void Ore Miner controller. Now, the Void Ore Miner, what it does, which is really awesome for Skyfactory, is it needs to be above either void or bedrock. Once it's looking straight down, which right here I have the controller tier 4. Once it's looking straight down at the void or bedrock, it will just randomly mine ores. It's really awesome. Here's tier 4. Oops, that's not what I meant to hit. Void ore miner. There we go. We'll just look up the recipe real quick. You just got blocks of gold, a clear lens, which is just a lens and clear glass. To make the lens, you need more clear glass. So that's all it is, clear glass. Soda. And then you need the laser core, which is just redstone, clear glass, and iron. It's all basic recipes, so stuff you can craft early on. Really easy stuff. The most difficult to get to start crafting would probably be the nether quartz. That's it. Anyways, so the assembler, like I was telling you, to use the assembler on the multi-blocks, here's what you need. Okay, first we'll get all the items required, which if you open up your digital guide, it'll tell you. Like I'm doing the void ore miner, so I will click void ore miner, which I've already shown you this. It gives you the block list, everything you need. All you have to do is have this stuff in your inventory. You don't need another recipes for the machine itself. You just need these items. You have 24 structure blocks, 20 machine base, 22 laser cores, and 1 clear lens of any color variant. There are several different lens colors, which I will explain why in a moment, but I am doing the tier 4, which means I need 56 of the structure blocks, tier 4, 56 machine base, 12 modifier cores, 5 laser cores, and 1 clear lens, which I have all that stuff in my inventory. Now, to show you how this works, I'm going to land right here on this little platform, and I'm going to switch to survival. There we go. And now, what you're going to do with all the items in your inventory and your assembler in hand, you are just going to right click, and you can see it forming underneath. You just got to hold the right click down. You see it taking all the items out of my inventory, and it crafts the machine for you. How awesome is that? And I believe that's, yep, multi-block assembly complete. So now we'll just drop down here, and boom, look at this. It crafted the entire multi-structure for me. How awesome is that? You don't need to know how to craft it. You just right click the block, and boom. There's the clear lens, and you see a beam shooting down. There we go. See the beam shooting down like a beacon. And I did have an additional modifier in my bag, the speed modifier. But, like I said, I'll explain the modifiers in a moment. First and foremost, for these to work, you do need a power source. So for now, I'm just going to use a creative, let's see, creative cell. Where are they? Where are the creative? There we go, creative capacitor. So you will have to give power to the controller. It will have to be connected to the controller. Okay. You also need an inventory. So let's get a chest. Here we go. We'll use the crystal chest. And it has to be connected again to the controller. And look at this. We've gotten redstone, lapis, iron, lead, uranium, gold, and diamond. Look, launch the light. Bauxite. It will get ore from every mod, including your mod pack. So there's no worries about that. Draconium, yellowite. So the speed modifiers are making it a lot quicker than it usually is. So as you can see, it's farming fairly quickly. So that's awesome. And look at it go. And these are just the ores. These are anything included in your ore dictionary. Okay? But like I said, they do have to be connected to the miner controller. It doesn't have to be like this, you know, directly beside it, but you can have your pipes connected to the controller. So for your inventory, say you're using the applied energistics, have your cables and everything hooked up to the controller. Okay, I want to stress that, to the controller. Anyways, So this is the void ore miner. It just looks directly into the void and will randomly draw out ores and give them to you. That's all it is. But as you can see right here, it is using about 4,600 RF per tick. That is how much power it requires per ore. Looks got some Ardite, glowstone, black quartz. Okay, and the only reason this is going so fast is because of speed modifiers making it quicker. Okay, otherwise you just have plain modifiers or modifier bases, I believe they are called. And I've also got accuracy in case I decide to change the lens. Okay, what that means is each lens, if I go in here to environmental tech, you'll see there's a lens of every color. Okay, say I use the orange lens. If I hit U, it tells me I can use the orange lens to get a clear lens. But it also says using the orange lens, it increases my chance of getting copper ore and Ardite. For copper, it goes from 8.18% up to 14.44%. For Ardite, it goes from 2.2 to 9.36. That means I have an increased chance of getting an orange ore, pretty much. And I know copper doesn't look orange, but once you smelt it, the metal is orange. Okay? So each colored lens corresponds to the ore that it increases the chance for you to get. And then with the accuracy modifier, it increases that chance even more so. So if I'm wanting to farm Ardite or copper, then I would just want to put a bunch of accuracy modifiers and maybe a couple speed to make it faster. That's it. Okay. Moving on, that is the void ore spawner, or the void ore miner. But there's also the void resource miner for anything that is not considered an ore. Okay, and I do have all the stuff here again. I'm just going to fly up here. Yeah, I have the tier 4, which I've already explained the tiers to you. So let's just switch back to survival. Just hold the right click. And look, once again, it just generates everything for you. But you do need the assembler. But that's it. How awesome is that? That is how big the tier 4 gets. There we go. Multi-block structure complete. And this is the void resource miner. I know it looks very similar. Probably because they have the same function. They just look into the void. And then again, you have to connect power and inventory. And look at this. This is the kind of stuff you can get from the resource miner. You got stone, clay. There's the basalt. That is how you get basalt, is from the resource miner. Look, you can even get end stone, obsidian, granite, andesite, grass blocks, sand, alabaster. There we go. Oh, not obsidian. Granite. There we go. Basalt. Get netherrack. Look at all this stuff. Everything you can get in a normal world generation without the ores. So the resource miner will come in handy. That is very awesome. And again, I've got accuracy modifiers and speed modifiers. So let's get into the modifiers a little bit more detailed. You have the basic modifier core. Now to craft the modifier core, where is it? Oh, and it's starting to rain. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Set it today. To craft the modifier core, machine base. There we go. To craft the modifier core, you need a block of iron, 4 clear glass, and 4 stone. That's it. And then craft the speed modifier, you just need blocks of redstone and blocks of gold. To craft the piezo modifier, which I told you for the solar array, block of redstone, mica, which again comes from the resource miner, and blocks of iron. And then you need a basic modifier core. So everything goes back to the core. Again, all basic material. So, what kind of different modifiers are there? So far, I've only covered 3. Accuracy, which increases the chance of you getting the ore you're looking for, or also the resource you're looking for using the colored lenses. You have speed, which makes it faster. See, if I took the speed out, here, let's just get basic modifier cores. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Take out the speed. Let's see how fast it's going now. I do not see it. Oh, I just saw one gold ore show up. See, that's how slow it is. That's why the speed modifiers can really help you increase your production. Oh, and a coal ore. See, okay, so speed ore or speed modifiers makes that go a lot faster. Makes it give you a random ore or a random resource really quick. But there's more. There is also a strength modifier, a flight modifier, a water breathing modifier, night vision, fire resistance, regen, haste, saturation, resistance, and jump boost. Now, why are all these more personal? Why do they affect the character rather than the actual machine? Well, that's because of this final block, the Nanobot Beacon control. The Nanobot Beacon controller. Here's the tier 4. I got one set up right there. And what this does is it gives you all the effects of a beacon, but better. So I do have all the items. I know I set them aside, but I've already shown you all this. So what I'm going to do is in creative, I'm just going to right click it and boom, everything's built. Now, one thing I will cover real quick I didn't cover earlier. The solar array and the lightning rod, when you click the controller, the machine builds up from the controller. So you want to be underneath it. See, the controller is right here and it builds up. Same for the solar array, builds around and up. So you want to be underneath these. However, as I just shown you with these, with the void ore and the void resource and the nanobot, it builds down. So you want to stand above it. So let's remove these. Okay. Now, what the Nanobot Beacon does is it gives you all the perks of a beacon, except it's better. So let me go over here. I'm just going to remove all these items and let me get all these modifiers. So haste, regen, fire resistance, night vision, water breathing, flight, strength. What the? Okay. Sorry about that. So a quick little note I just learned. So once you add the flight modifier to your Nanobot Beacon, it disables any and all flight, including creative, until this thing gets power. So I had to apply a battery to it so it could power up so I could fly again. Yeah, that was interesting. Back to the modifiers. Got saturation. See, I can't fly. It's a complete process, a complete building again. Now I can fly again. So once that flight modifier is active in the world, you will not be able to fly unless this machine is working. Little side note, just so you know. And then resistance. And jump boost. See, can't fly. Now I can. So there's just a little interesting note for you to know. Now, as you see, I have all of the effects. These are everything included in a regular beacon. However, another interesting note with the Nanobot Beacon, as long as this chunk right here is loaded, I will have these effects. And that includes if you go to the Nether, if you go to the Deep Dark, if you go to the End. As long as that chunk with that machine is loaded, you will always have those effects. That is awesome. That's one reason I really love this mod already. Just finding that out. Also, if you look here, I had to build a bridge because I could not fly. So that was the only way for me to get over there. There we go. So, that pretty much covers everything in this mod tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a little something. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will try to answer them as much as I can. And, yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.